Hi, my name is Guy Balbaert and I work for Boveda, so I run their international business, and this is my first time in Korea and I'm honestly loving it. I'm also, gaining a lot of weight here, but it's absolutely fine. So this has happened a couple of years ago. So the owners of Boveda got approached by instrument builders, and they were quite surprised about this because, of course, their main business was cigars. And for cigars, what's important there is dry tobacco loses taste. So they were really focused on a taste aspect of it. And in their mindset, that's what they were busy with. And at one point, from a completely different angle, suddenly somebody says, I'm working with wood, and wood changes. Every time the humidity changes, work for me becomes either harder or simpler if the wood is at a stable condition. So I need my wood stable. And then most luthiers or most people who actually build something will work in an environment where there's a humidifier or a humidity control system. But they say, okay, if I put this in a case, it goes, I don't know where my instrument will go in the world. I need a stable environment for my instruments to be in. So when somebody takes it out, it sounds like it's supposed to sound. And on the other hand, of course, and this is the worst case scenario, you open it up and the humidity is so different, the instrument cracks or there's something wrong with it. But normally what you will experience is the obvious signs is your strings are going to be slightly higher or lower, or the frets you're going to feel that the frets, which means that your instrument is having a hard time. It's actually moving. And like I said, and please let us not focus on this, if you leave your guitar in bad conditions, it will break. Wood is alive. I always refer, because people kind of have a hard time understanding this, it's like a door. Sometimes in the summer, the door opens and closes really easy, and then wintertime comes and suddenly the door is sticking a little bit. It's exactly the same. Wood is a live material. Yeah. We're the only product in the music industry that does this, right? So it's a completely natural product. I want to stress that. So you can literally throw it on the compost heap when it's done and it will decompose. Saturated salts, purified water, glycerin. And then you have the packet, and the packet is really the smart part of it. Because the packet allows the pack to breathe, literally. So when due to the mix that's inside the pack, it will naturally detect if it's too humid or too dry. And then if it's too dry, it will add moisture. And when it's too humid, it will take it in. And it can keep doing this because it's got a certain weight. It's gonna keep doing this for months on an end. And depending where you are, we always say, after 3 months, you should change it. In some countries, those packs will last a lot longer, but 3 months, we kind of know everywhere in the world, you're always safe. It's tested for that. The product is meant to execute that exercise over and over again. And like I said, for 3 months, we're 100% confident that it will do what it needs to do in this type of weather. As far as dramatic goes, it's how you treat your instrument that will ultimately be the best test. Don't leave it in the trunk of your car. Don't put your instrument next to the heater. It's the most obvious things, but people kind of forget that they just see a solid instrument but it will move in some form or way. And let's say that you forgot to take it out on time or to replace it, and you open your case every now and then. When the pack is actually crunchy, that means that all the water is gone. 100% immediately put a new pack in there. That's when you know that this thing will not do what I'm asking anymore, right? I mean, typically every wooden instrument that is out there, with the exception, of course, of like a piano or something massive. I mean, if it fits in a case or a bag, we can technically do everything. So the violin market is big for us. Of course, acoustic guitars, but any guitar instrument, ukuleles. Then we also have products for reeds, like clarinets and saxophones. I mean, it goes very wide. Everywhere where you see that there was an instrument maker involved that had to work with wood, that's where Boveda is. Yeah. So the current competition always gives you a kind of a sponge-like product, which means that you literally have to add water to it, which water and a wooden instrument are never a good mix. I can promise you that. And it has one function. It works for a dry environment. I mean, it just adds water. And we basically literally go with the flow. Whatever the temperature or whatever the humidity level that you get, the pack will just adapt itself to the environment. None of the competition in this music market actually does this. I mean, it practically never happens. But then, of course, I mean, you have a string or I mean, some people work with sharp instruments and they pierce it. Of course, liquid is going to come out. But if they use it correctly, it is going to be in the pouch. And the pouch has an inside defense layer that will only allow water vapor to go back and forth. I mean, liquid will not come out of that pouch. So if people are worried about it, honestly, I wouldn't be, because the pack's in the pouch anyway, so it should be fine. The pouch is actually very nifty. So the fabric is so soft that it's like an instrument cloth, so you won't get scratches. There's a little Velcro strip that allows you to actually bind it to your instrument. You actually place it on top of the sound hole, and it doesn't move because it literally Velcroed down. So it's in a safe place, it's stable.